Welcome back to the Book Nook. I just filmed this whole video and realized I had no microphone on. My microphone wasn't even plugged in. I have little wireless microphones that I use, and I didn't even plug it in because I had a restarting thing. But that's not why you came here. You didn't come here to hear my technical difficulties and my little flaboos, whatever, my flubs. Okay, so let me restart this. Welcome back, and I hope you're having a lovely, lovely day. I actually even filmed, on top of that, I filmed an update for my vlog. Okay, are we ready? Let's go. Okay, so here is the story, okay? I kind of went off my TBR. I know I haven't been posting. A lot's been going on in the world, and I'm going to give you the short story, okay? The short, because I did a TikTok and Instagram post on this, but I didn't get to put one on shorts, so I'll just give it to you straight, okay? Here's the deal. I have been struggling doing this channel. I am a Christian. I know that I make mistakes and I am human, and yes, every decision I have made has not been right, and that's the grace of God that He's given me to forgive me and to grow. And so in my growing as a person and as a Christian, in spite of everything that has happened over the last couple of weeks, it has really made me stop and take pause. And I actually quit this channel, quit doing social media. In my mind, I quit on a regular basis because I just get overwhelmed. And there's a lot of should I be doing it? And there's a lot of question. Okay. And I decided, I was like, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm just going to ask God. I simply said, God, if it's okay that I'm doing this, because I do want His permission and his favor, then simply give me the desire. If it is not your will for me to be doing this, then just take the desire away. And I left it at that, and I walked out of my kitchen. Okay, and I talked to God like that. And if you are new and you're just starting out, you can just talk to God like He's right there with you. Okay, that's what He wants, is a relationship. So anyways, back to that. So I'm just sitting there and I'm thinking about this, and I go on. I know, I'll tell you back. I just left it there. I left it there, and I'm like, God, you give me. And not very long after, all this inspiration started bubbling up. And I was like, oh, and I felt like my dad, and he is my father, I was like, wow, I can do it. And then I felt in my spirit, he said, yeah, I just wanted to be a part of it. So we'll be talking more about my faith and including him. And yes, I probably have not read all the best books, and I probably will be more selective on my books. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's whatever, okay? Now, with that being said, welcome back to the revamped Book Nook. Not really, nothing's changed, except I'm just going to be listening to God more, okay? All right, and probably talking more about faith books, okay? The only reason that I did not talk about my faith as much on this channel is not because of people who didn't believe. It was more believers, because people can be a little aggressive on the internet, and I just didn't want to get into all that. But you know what? I'm not doing that anymore, okay? Because at the end of the day, that just makes me feel bad. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so let's get on to what we're reading. And it's not a October, it is a fall reading. Okay, what we're reading this fall, because I got behind. I started a vlog, which will never air, just because I filmed one intro to it and that was it. I got really, a lot was going on. I just need to take a break. So in the midst of that, so that vlog will never see the internet. But I'll probably talk about that in my recap for the end of the month. If I do one, I think I will. I did film another video, and I'll probably put that up. It's going to be a little late, and it's my August reads. I did film that. So I'll probably put that up too at some point. But either way, so anyways, and I read that book, and then my mood reader, which I kind of have a rule. If you've been here long enough, you'll know that I have a rule that I don't read books in series back to back. But I couldn't, I I don't know. I was enjoying the book, and I will talk about the things I enjoyed in the book and the things I did not enjoy in this series. And I don't know if I will be continuing the series, and I'll talk about that later. But I just had to know, like, there was such a cliffhanger that I had to know where it ended and how this whole situation ended. And I'll explain that later. So I spent a week reading those books and did not go back to my TBR, which I was planning on reading books on my Kindle anyways. So I don't know. Either way, maybe that's not a good excuse. Maybe it's just I plan too much. So here's the deal. So instead of saying an October TBR, like I said, we're going to do a fall TBR. Okay. So let me tell you where I'm at so far. I have like 4 books left on my September TBR. September TBR. Okay. I am currently reading Iron Gold. I'm actually doing a vlog for that because a widow reading a week. I am 50% through with that. I'm thinking this will take me until the end of the week, unless I get some major reading time in, which could possibly happen. This will probably take me to the end of the week. I also have not read Ward D from Frida McFadden yet. And that was my pick for Frida for last month. Well, September, right? Also, Karen Slaughter. I did look this up, and yeah, I do know it does deal with an underage thing, like a 16-year-old, I think, or something. I don't know what the deal is, but I did look it up, and it's not graphic. So I will continue to read this, I think. Well, no, we'll see. Okay, so I have that. I also still want to read The Poppy War. Okay, so I'm going to read that. Okay, so that's where we're at with that. So then, from what was supposed to be my October TBR, which now has turned to my fall TBR, is this stack of books. Okay, the first one is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Fun fact, I actually got this a couple years ago when it was actually the month of Reese's Book Club. I put it on hold, waited forever, got it, read like the first couple pages of it, wasn't in the mood for it, and actually DNF'd it. But now that I've read more of Taylor Jenkins Reid, so I'm going to read that. I'm looking forward to that. I have Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinneman. I am really looking forward to reading this series. I've heard so much about it. So hopefully I'm going to read this, and hopefully I'll continue the series. Now, I went to the library and I picked up The Woman in Suite 11. I've heard of Ruth Ware. I've never read anything by her. And yeah, and then I realized, I got home and realized I needed The Woman in Cabin 10. So yes, I'll be reading these 2. I also will be continuing my series of Vera Wong's Guide to Snooping on a Dead Man, which was, the first one was Vera Wong's Guide to Unsolicited Murders, it's Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murders. I'll put it up here. I read that, loved it. It's a cute little cozy mystery. Loved that. Looking forward to finishing this. And I picked this book up for one reason and one reason only, and it was the cover. It was so beautiful. I saw it at the library, so I said, you know what? I like the cover. I believe it's historical fiction. Yeah, so it's The Stolen Life of Colette Massu by Kristen Harmel. So, and Kristen also caught my eye because I'm a huge fan of Kristen Hanna. So when I saw Kristen Harmel, my brain was like, is that Kristen Hanna? No, it's Kristen Harmel. Okay, pick out my Frida, like I said, and it is The Devil You Know, and I will put it up here. And I'm also picking out one book off my Kindle because I have a lot of them on there and I want to read them. And I picked Come Fly With Me by Camille D. Amayo. I believe that is like a historical fiction about stewardess in the 70s. So this is the deal. This is how we're going to choose our reads for the month. I have this beautiful little thing. Isn't that beautiful? It's an, like an amber color. And I think it's like an antique. It's really pretty. And I plan on putting all the titles in here, and then we will pick out of here. So those are my reads. And I also, like I said, I had to read Ward D. I told you that. I think I got everything. Yeah. So I hope you're having a lovely day. What do you have on your fall TBR? Is there something special you want to read before the end of the year? Yeah. I am excited about all of these books. I look forward to reading them, and I hope you are having a lovely day and enjoying the fall weather where you're at. And I will see you in the next one. Alrighty.